walking off now, I think.
Should we go full drive to survive?
I don't even know what that means.
What's your name and what's your occupation?
No. Wayne Rooney, striker.
Is that sneaky on the green?
It's fully on the green, yeah.
Talk us through it, JP.
Do you actually want me to?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and land something in here. I'm going to brake a little bit right.
You're trying to bin these kind of chips?
No. Well, I mean, I'm
Like,
trying
are
to
you
bin
thinking
anything.
dustbin lid, or are you thinking I'm going to try and bin it? Or does it depend?
I don't really think about it that way. I try not to focus on the result. I'm trying to pick, see this is sitting down. I'm trying to pick the best shot that is going to give me the best result on average.
Yeah.
So I might not do this in a tournament because it's sitting down, but I'm going to try it now. Go. Played it too nicely.
Very good, mate. Would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I hit a good shot. The result's not quite as good as I thought it was going to be, but the shot was good.
You're a decade guy.
I know all the rules, and I kind of like following.
Yeah.
I like following them. I think in some instances you need to kind of use some initiative and work away from it a little bit, but for most of the time,
It's not a paint by numbers kind of situation.
I don't use the numbers and stick by them religiously, but I kind of apply the rules to pretty much every shot I'll hit. I think on links golf as well, it's a bit different because by the decade rules, you don't kind of consider bunkers to be much of a problem.
Right.
Whereas in links golf, if you hit it in a bunker, you're normally going out sideways. So it's almost like a one-shot penalty. It's almost like a hazard. So you kind of need to treat...
You need to adjust for that.
You need to adjust tee shots for that, I think. Like on the third of the old,
Yeah.
the bunkers down the right are the one place you can't hit it. Decade would be like just hit it straight at the flag because there's no trouble really anywhere in that hole because they treat that bunker as absolutely fine.
The third. So,
Whereas,
so they say that's fine.
Well,
Decade would say that's fine.
Decade doesn't really treat bunkers like an issue because if that was in America, it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, because it's
so you wouldn't change your line off the tee based on those bunkers, but in links golf you probably should because it's the one place you can't hit it on that hole because you can't get it on the green from in there.
What's your ideal caddy?
I don't know. I've not really used caddies enough to.
If you picture it like you're in a major,
I quite like.
Who do you want on the bag?
Oh God.
Or not who? Not a specific name, but like what?
I quite like running. I quite like running through stuff myself, rather than getting instruction from someone.
Yeah.
You're telling the caddy what you're thinking, and then from there, hopefully the majority of the time that they're going to agree with you. But you need someone that's confident enough to speak up if you're talking absolute nonsense. But I'd rather go through things in my head first and kind of work through it that way rather than a caddy working through all your numbers. I've had some bad experiences in the past of caddies working through my numbers and getting them wrong. So
Yeah.
yeah, do it all myself. And then I think someone that's that I get on really well with, kind of out with golf, so you're able to switch it off in between shots and talk about stuff that's completely unrelated.
Right.
So I don't know, people with similar interests to me, kind of out with golf, would be ideal for me, because then you can talk about anything rather than constantly focusing on the golf side of things. The best piece of golf advice I've ever received is probably trying to, or accepting the fact that you're not Tiger Woods and you don't need to hit every single golf shot in order to be good at golf. And I think the way golf's going, people are becoming a lot more sort of world class at one golf shot or one specific shot pattern,
Yeah.
and just practicing that and making sure your technique sort of sets up for the specific shot that you want to hit, and just become extremely good at hitting that shot over and over and over again, rather than trying to be Tiger Woods and trying to become elite at hitting all 9 ball flights, for example.
What? So the advice you got given was
Well,
just
I
be just be good at that one shot.
when I was younger and in college, I did quite a lot of practice on trying to hit every single ball flight, being able to hit the low draw, being able to hit the high fade, because that's all Tiger talked about. And you're thinking, well, if you're taking advice from someone, who better to take advice from than him?
Yeah.
But I think at some point you need to accept that you're not as talented as Tiger Woods. And I think if you spend all your time trying to become good at 100 different things, you're just bound to become pretty average at all of them.
So can you see a trend, like when you go low, like because you've got a knack for like getting hot? Is it? It's not when you're shaping the ball. It's when you're just like
It's just you're hitting the same stuff over and over again.
and you're just
I
not
think
missing.
if you look at all the golfers that are coming through and all the younger ones, probably of my generation and the younger guys, most of them are in the same boat as me. Like Morikawa only hits fades. Like
Right.
McIlroy pretty much tries to draw it most of the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that have made world-class careers out of
just
shaping it one way and trying to do the same stuff over and over again. Victor Hovland only cuts it.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead of trying to become good at everything, just try and hone in and just become exceptionally good at hitting a 10-yard fade every single time.
Right, you've got 170 something
Yeah.
into this flag. If you're leading by 2, and this is your final hole,
Yeah.
tell us what you're doing. And then if you're 1 back, tell us what you're doing.
Right. I see. That's when you asked earlier. It's like, do you subscribe to the decade way of thinking? It's like, yeah, I do. So I don't know what the numbers are, but from 172 with a 15-mile-an-hour wind, you're the most likely that you, or the best average score that you could make here would probably be aiming, I'd argue, probably 7 or 8 yards right of this.
Right.
So like 20 feet right of it. Now, the whole green works from right to left and the wind's out the right. So if I was leading by 2, I'd probably split or try and find the midpoint between that bunker and the flag. So that might even be 45 feet right of it. Because I know that even if I flare one and hit it right, it's never going to be in that bunker. And if you pull one, you're never hitting it in the trouble here.
And
so I think if I was 1 back, though, you'd need to aim closer towards the pin.
But you still wouldn't aim on the pin.
No, because I think, like, if I was to aim on the flag here and pull it 5 yards, you're losing a ball and going from 1 back to 4 back. But also, a 5-yard pull is not a bad shot from 172.
Right.
So you want to give yourself the best possible, the best possible outcome is still aiming slightly right at this, I think. But you'd need to be more aggressive than the middle of the green, for example.
Let's see the one back shot.
Right. So I'm going to be aiming probably, if I was one back, I'd probably be aiming, what, 15 feet right of it maybe?
Yeah.
Because it's going to pitch there and release down to the
And
hole.
still go left, yeah.
Ball's above my feet, it's going to draw. I'm going to try and hold it a touch. That's so bad.
That's the 2 ahead shot. Chances though.
I've just held on to it too much.